Sweeney. Congratulations.
Much louder than Terry does. So thank you all for coming tonight. It's incredible to see such a crowd for our public hearing. We're all very excited. The doors are not locked. You have to stay put. No, thank you all for coming tonight. This is truly a testament to how much Janice means to all of you and to our community. So it's very touching and very nice to see everybody here. So we have a resolution that the select board did, and I'm just going to read down through that. Janice, would you like to come up? The 2024 J. Main Spirit of America Foundation Tribute honors Janice Sweeney for commendable community service. A resolution by the Select Board of the Town of Jay as follows. Whereas Janice Sweeney has been a lifelong member of this community for over 70 years, beginning her work as a volunteer while attending Jay High School in the early 70s, working in the snack shack at athletic games. And whereas Janice Sweeney has never stopped volunteering and now heads up a team at the VFW Post 3335, hosting Friday night takeout dinners to raise money for veteran and community programs, and volunteering 20 hours a week as the kitchen and bar manager at the VFW. And whereas Janice Sweeney also volunteers her time at the J. Livermore Falls Food Cupboard and participates in hosting free dinners at the St. Rose Community Center in Jay. And whereas Janice Sweeney serves on the local board of Special Olympics, raising significant funds through large yard sales. Therefore, be it resolved by the Select Board of the Town of Jay, in sincere gratitude and appreciation, that Janice Sweeney is hereby recognized for her exemplary citizenship and outstanding achievement and honor brought upon this community with the 2024 Town of Jay Spirit of America Foundation Tribute. Thank you, Janice.
I would like to thank everybody for being here, though I had no idea I really had that many friends.
She wants to say something if anybody else would like to.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So that concludes our presentation. If you'd like to stay for the meeting, you're all welcome.
Thank you.
I'll see what I can do for the next meeting.
Better than exercise. when I opened the door, yeah, that my power was on.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
you know, so my kids class.
Hey, have fun tonight.
Yeah.
I get to stay in the rest of you guys.
That's what you get for, you know?
We got an intermission. I know. Just kept going like this to me. Yeah, did you? Oh, no, really?
We've ever had for a meeting, I think.
Hi, Jay, pretty good, huh? Have fun tonight. They want you to go to this gets over early on those ones. Yeah, I can argue, Cindy. I don't have to make since COVID, I try not to get anybody sick. I feel terrible. Ah, there you go.
Trying to want to look as good as I can when we have a photo. It's good to see you, Cindy. I thought you'd been nice.
Open the public hearing on the town meeting warrant. We're going to be voting on April 23rd, so it will be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the J Community Building. Absentee ballots are available from March 22nd until April 18th. We have 2 selectmen positions available. The first select person running is Terry Bergeron. Second select person is Thomas Golding. We have 2 members of the school board openings, both for 3-year terms. Brian Riley and Don Stroud are running. We also have trustees to the North J and J Village Water District. Joseph Hawley is running for a trustee for J Village Water District. And there is no one running for North J, so that would be a write-in candidate. Article 3, to see if the town will vote to lapse the overdrafts and unexpended balances. Article 4 is to set the due dates for taxes as October 1st, 2024 and April 1st of 2025. Article 5 is to set the interest rate for the due dates for taxes at 6% per annum. Article 6 is to see if the town will vote to authorize the municipal offices to spend an amount not to exceed 3/12 of the budgeted amount of each budget category as last year's annual budget from July 1st to October 1st, or until a budget is passed in the event that the budget fails. Article 6, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to negotiate and execute multi-year contracts, including but not limited to contracts or agreements in the following areas: auditing, assessing, solid waste disposal, equipment purchasing, leasing, maintenance, and collective bargaining agreements. Article 8 is to raise and appropriate an amount of $588,025 for town government. Article 9 is to raise and appropriate an amount of $4,000 for general assistance. Article 10 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $182,405 for professional services. Article 11 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $921,992 for the police department. Article 12 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $389,976 for the fire department. Article 13 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $143,000 for insurances. Article 14 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $615,300 for the sewer department. Article 15 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $306,193 for debt services. Article 16 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $1,889,760 for public works. Article 17 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $325,000 for paving capital reserve. Article 18 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $151,482 for curbside collection. Article 19 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $200,889 for the J. Niles Memorial Library. Article 20 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $55,600 for ambulance service. Article 21 is to raise and appropriate a sum of $373,300 for hydrants and streetlights. Article 22 is to see if the town will vote to appropriate all revenues received that are not dedicated or otherwise appropriated for other expenses to reduce tax commitment, an estimated amount of $2,836,500. Article 23 is to see if the town will vote to appropriate to the J. Snowmobile Club the payment received annually by the town of J from the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife for snowmobile registrations paid by J citizens. Article 24 is to see if the town will vote to appropriate $1 for each ATV that is registered in the town of J to the Western Maine ATV Club. Article 25 is to see if the town will vote to appropriate the cable TV franchise fees received annually by the town of J from a cable TV company for the support and operation of public access TV. Article 26 is to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate a sum of $675 for the North J Grange. Article 27 is to authorize the tax collector to set up a tax club which allows taxpayers to make 8 monthly payments without interest. Article 28 is to see if the town will vote to authorize the payment of tax abatements approved by the select board assessors from the property tax overlay or, if necessary, undesignated fund balance. Article 29 to see if the town will vote to appropriate from the undesignated fund balance those funds deemed necessary by the select board to reduce the amount of the property taxes to be collected to fund the 24-25 budget in an effort to stabilize the tax rate in a manner consistent with prudent financial management. Article 30 to see if the interlocal agreement for the treatment of wastewater flows from the towns of Livermore Falls and Jay be amended. Okay, that's for me. Article 31, shall an ordinance entitled 27 Ordinance amending the J Environmental Control and Improvement Ordinance and an amendment to the Shoreland Zone Ordinance for the municipality of J, Maine be enacted to be consistent with state law. Article 32, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to negotiate an agreement on such terms as it means in the best interest of the town, not to exceed 7 years with Polycor, whereby in consideration of annual financial contributions made by Polycor to the town paving capital reserve account, the section of the Old J Hill Road and Woodman Hill Road running from Route 4 at the top of the J Hill to just past Polycor's driveway entrance at and about 16 Woodman Hill Road is not subject to seasonal gross registered vehicle weight limited posting, providing that a minimum of the agreement I allows the town to expend the funds contributed by Polycor for whatever road paving projects the select board deems is in the best interest. 2, allows the parties to reopen the agreement and negotiate in good faith for an upward adjustment of the annual financial contribution to be made by Polycor, and if the base price per ton of asphalt increases 25% or more as compared to the current 2024 year's base price. And 3, allows the town to suspend or terminate the agreement in order to protect the condition of the road and or the safety of the traveling public in the event that unforeseen circumstances arise. Article 33, to see if we'll vote by secret ballot next year.
Any questions or comments? Thank you very much, Mom. Appreciate it.
Yeah, excellent job.
Need to make a motion to sign.
No. I'll make that motion.
Motion made and seconded.
This is Lisa.
Next on the agenda, the minutes, February 26th. Questions, comments?
Motion to accept.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor? Next on the old business, couple things. One, the sewer request for $7 million. Susan Collins sent a letter that had been passed by the Senate and the House, and it's now, I believe, on the President's desk, and maybe he could have signed it, that I don't know, but. So, and the other thing is the meeting that went on Friday over at the mill, and I will get into that.
Probably most everyone knows anyways, but Friday there was an announcement made by the governor at the mill that John Godfrey is going to be opening an OSP plant on the property. It's about 125 jobs, and they expect to be running in probably 2.5 years. So it's very good news for the community. It's nice to have something to share that's good news for. Yes.
Anybody have any questions? On more fall sewer treatment, joint reserve account request? Not anything you want to?
Yep. Basically, there was a water line that went to a hose bib area and a polymer system, and that loop for the water line got turned into tempered water for the eye wash and safety shower that is scattered throughout the building. I think we have 3 or 4 of them now down there per code. Unfortunately, the water line didn't get replaced. It was being used as a hose bib in the garage, which we need. So we asked the contractor for an RFP and asked them how much it would be to put it in. They came back with a price of $18,000. So I asked them to sharpen the pencil, came back at $14,000. Because it was not in the bid specifications, it was not part of the project. So I asked for a price from the local contractor who typically use Bracket Mechanical, and he gave me a price of not to exceed or up to $5,000. So I have asked the Livermore Falls Board of Selectmen to use $5,000 out of the joint reserve account to make this happen. I think it's a better expenditure than spending $14,000 or $18,000 and then paying 2% interest plus administrative fees for the next 20 years on the borrow. So my thought would be to use the money out of the joint reserve account and replace the water line.
Where's the water line coming from?
The water line comes from the centrifuge room. It goes through the can room into the garage. It's up by the ceiling. It is an insulated water line, so it doesn't sweat because it's a cold water line. The hot water line was actually included that goes to the garage, but the cold water line was not. So we do need the cold water line, and I'd like to do it as cheap as possible and not pay an arm and a leg for it. So.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? Yes.
Sorry, first, the joint reserve, excuse me, balance,
It's around $165,000.
that's uncommitted funds?
Excuse me?
Those are uncommitted funds, right?
I believe so, yes. We are currently going through the audit process down there. Once that gets done with the audits, then we're going to concentrate on the reserve account balance. And I'll be working closely with the auditors to make sure that is an accurate number going forward. But that's what we have for a number in there right now, Leanne.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments?
Just one more.
This is broken up by the percentages by the towns.
No, this comes out of the joint
Straight
reserve
out of the joint
account.
account,
So the
okay.
money that goes into the reserve account is done by percentages through the years.
And this just comes right out of that.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. I'll make a motion to approve 5,000 coming out of the joint reserve balance.
Motion made, seconded, all those in favor?
Yeah.
Next, sewer abatement. Nathan Russo.
I have given a written explanation. This is a different sort that we've never really had before. Basically, the ordinance states that you can request an abatement up to 185 days past date of commitment, or if the town makes a mistake and we catch it, we can go back up to a year afterwards. This abatement was actually filed 519 days after commitment. Mr. Caruso actually didn't even own the property when this was done. I had a conversation with him today on the phone and explained this abatement to him. He understood why we couldn't grant this abatement to him. Even if we could do an abatement on this, talking with Rondo, it probably wouldn't go to him because he wasn't the owner of the property when this happened, but now since he bought the property, he also inherited the debt because it wasn't disclosed at closing, I would say. So typically when we have a sale of a property, the realtors will call and get a final sewer reading. So the existing owner pays to a certain date and then the new owner pays from that forward. That wasn't done in this case. So.
Any questions, comments?
But there's not anything, that's nothing to us, we have to, I assume, go by the ordinance, and that's why I recommended denying this abatement request. And Mr. Caruso did understand, why.
Motion made, aye, seconded, all those in favor? I think other business? Yes.
Can't hear over there, that thing just turned on. That'll be heat. Paving, I believe we were here a while ago talking about paving, extending the paving contract with Pike, and we have a contract with Pike. We're just asking permission to Shiloh to sign it. It's at 97.95 a ton this year, which is a buck less than last year's, 12.5. We're very heavy on 12.5 this year. We're estimating 4,430 tons on this. A little bit, 115 ton of 9.5, that's at 147, but that's just where we're skinny stuffing in town, Merriman Street. And that's what will go on Chickadee, but that's an aside, they paid for that. This doesn't include all the work by any stretch, but it sets the baseline. Look at asphalt contracts, it's 650 a liquid ton, so the baseline is started at. Last year at this time it was 665. It went to 650 last August and it's still 650. So your guess is as good as mine. Is that going up or is that going down? That will tell, it changes your per ton price as a formula for that. Hopefully it goes down a little bit, but the same thing we're playing with diesel fuel now. Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? Trying to walk that. So just permission, I guess, to Shiloh to enter into this agreement.
We got any questions?
No, make a motion. Try to review that.
12th, Recreation Committee meeting, 6 o'clock at the town office. March 22nd, absentee ballots available, town meeting vote. March 25th, select board meeting, 6 o'clock, town office. March 26th, county budget committee caucus, 5 o'clock, Franklin County Courthouse. April 8th, select board meeting, 6 o'clock at the town office. April 11th, RSU 73 annual budget meeting, 6 o'clock, Spruce Mountain High School cafeteria. April 22nd, select board meeting, 6 o'clock at the town office. April 23rd, town meeting and RSU 73 vote, community building, 8 to 8.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.